If you're back against the wall, then get your mask on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Should be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Far into this unknown, to find who we really are. Crash into something new, take a break from my broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie, I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much, let your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by, live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough, show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till we dance in the dark, show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. We do whatever you like, get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. So let's slide, you and me alone, to find who we really are. Crash into something new, I got ballet banging up the car. You throw me a kiss, tell me you lie, I think we should go for another round. Baby, I wanna take you, but we gotta groove so we can lose the crowd. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by, live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough, show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till we dance in the dark, show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. We do whatever you like.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artists exchanged.
The artists exchange. The artists exchange. The artists exchange.
The artists exchange.
Artists exchange live.
The artists exchange. The artists exchange.
The artists exchange.
Starts now.
Welcome to the Artist Exchange radio show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate. I am here on this Friday, the first of the month. A lot of stuff going on, all the ambulances outside, so outside really getting it in. We are post-Halloween 2019. And the older I get, I realize I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what holiday is coming up. I normally have to look at my calendar on my phone to see what holiday it is. And the holidays seem to sneak up on us now. It's not a big promotion for holidays. Everything just seems to run together depending on what season it's in. As a school teacher, normally that's how I keep up with what's coming up, and if it's not immediately interfering with school, I really don't have any clue. But a lot of students yesterday came dressed in their Halloween costumes and such, and it was very interesting to see. Also, I am on a 30 days, I don't want to call it cleanse or a journey, but just a 30-day preparation for just the rest of my life. So two things are happening. One, I started a diet today. I'm going meatless for the next 30 days. So for the whole month of November, which is 31 days, I'll be going totally meatless, which is really harsh because I am seeing signs of a certain type of arthritis that is really painful, but it's also really connected to my stress level and my diet equally. So the more stress I get, I may have more flare-ups, and I don't want that. And if the certain foods that you eat has a certain level, I believe it's called purine acid in it. If it has a certain level of that acid in it, it builds up in your system, just like acid reflux. It could cause a flare-up, and it's really painful. And I've been dealing with it maybe for the last 2 years, a couple times in the last 2 years, but it can sit you down. It's really hard to walk. Your foot could get a little swollen, and it's hard to put your foot in your shoe. So this week I had to call out twice, on Monday and Tuesday. So you saw me really active on then. So I'm really trying to catch up with myself and focus. Today topic is a free-for-all. Some hot topics, some conversation, a little bit of everything. This is a calabash. Welcome to the fall, if you will. Or actually, I think the winter. No, we're still in fall. Winter doesn't start till I think the end of this month. So we're in the fall, the thick of the fall. The weather is getting really chilly. The sun is getting less and less warm, but we are in fall time. If you're watching this show, please take a few moments, share it out, tell a friend. I really could use your assistance in such matters, and as I am trying to add a few people as it is, I have a couple announcements, things that are just coming up, but we're on the topic of this 30-day cycle that I'm going through, and we have a 30-day challenge, and I'm talking a little bit about in a sec. I'm going to explain fully in the next segment. And then right now I am going through a 30-day cleanse where I'm going totally vegan, and I am, well, I don't want to say vegan or vegetarian. I don't want to give myself that pressure, but no meat, no fish, nothing. One of the biggest things that I've gotten out of my system is dairy. I've slowly but surely, it's still some glimpses in there, but cheese is definitely my hardest addiction. But I've gotten a lot of dairy, I would say 90% of dairy out of my system, and that was the hardest part. So I do a lot of sorbet now, non-dairy sorbet, so that's kinda, but then I'm trying to now get the sugar, so no meats, and I'm gonna try my best to get as much sugar out of my system for these next 30 days, which is harder than what I think it is, but it is really hard because everything has sugar in it. Like, you go to a restaurant and you are really adding sugar to every single thing. One of my friends is a caterer, and I watched her make some sweet potatoes last week, and when I say this girl put a bag of sugar in each one of the big pans, and I was like, I'm not eating from you no more, because this is way too much sugar. And you wondering why we are going through these things. But as you get into your 30s, there are a lot of things that you have to stay away from, mainly anything that's high in any type of acid. Things are high in acidity, caffeine. I think those were the biggest two. And anything that is greasy, so a lot of greasy foods, sugar, certain things that once you get to a next phase, you start feeling the difference. And if you've already been good, you really don't feel it as much. But if it's been something that you just been doing, your body been able to, move beyond it. But once you get to your 30s, and I'm quite sure 40s and up, it really becomes hard. But it starts to show itself, and you start going through things that your body didn't necessarily understand. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that, and I've been actually talking to a few like dietitians and nutritionists that can come in and kind of give us some help too. Today was supposed to be the show with Kimi. She was unable to make it today, so we're going to reschedule her. And we're working with another young lady who's doing, who wants to do a series here, and is more focused on real estate and all the things that you would need to know about real estate, home ownership, getting your credit together, all those different things. And she's going to do a 6-week series here, and I'm really excited about that because it all deals with money and money management and just getting things in order. And your 30s is only the time that you are paying for all the mistakes that you didn't learn from up into your 30s. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be on the schedule soon. And then, how much time we got left? We got like 30 seconds. So in addition to that, today we're going to talk about this 30-day gratitude cycle that we have. We'll talk about that in the next segment. And then we're going to talk about a couple issues that I've been seeing in the news and the media, a little bit of the politics, just a little tiny bit of it. And then, I don't know, I'm going to make some phone calls, do some calls live on the show. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. The Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Stay tuned, stay locked in. Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Skirt, 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 skirt. Start, skirt, 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 start. I be up in the way. I be up in the way.
answers me. I get off on the way that she answers me. First time saw her, I knew she was the one for me. Ever since then, we been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to her ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her eye. SL what I'm riding. Royalty, call me highness. All day and overnighted. Cause it's crunch time when I'm grinding. This Adderall got me nauseous. Proceed with caution. Tired of lanes, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going where the I'm going. Out of space where I'm going.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization.
Okay.
I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social... You work in social innovation and
my pronouns, so it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
Still to this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be a she.
Perceive them to be a she.
Them.
Yeah.
Her, him, they,
them. It seems like they, them would be the easiest.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I am here today so for the next 30 previous segment, we'll be going through like a 30-day gratitude challenge, and every day it'll be a different theme. The first day, which is today, our theme was creativity, and I defined it as growing, making mistakes, taking risks, breaking rules, basically creating your own path and things that you're naturally gifted with, to make change, to work, to grow, to build your path. And I asked the question, what are you creatively grateful for? And I'll post that into the group, actually, into the live. What are you creatively... This is hard. What are you creatively thankful for? And I just posted that into the group. So post your answers and your information in the group. So for the next 30 days, every day we'll do a different day that is geared towards a specific thing that personally that I am grateful for. So you'll see 30 different aspects of who I am come out this month in terms of my gratitude. Often, as specifically as me, as an artist, as just my personality, I'm a person that puts my nose to the grind and just gets it going. And I rarely look up to breathe or to check what's going on unless something goes wrong. And part of that is giving gratitude. When you have people working with you, it's really important to say thank you. It's really important to be nice and gracious to individuals, because it could be the smallest little thing to you, but to somebody else who's giving their time, their energy, their talents, saying thank you is really important. I was having a conversation about leadership this week with someone, and the thing that I've always said and thought is bad leadership never says I'm sorry or never admits to anything wrong. But if you're a good leader, you know how to take responsibility, but you also know how to give gratitude. So I'm really thankful to the many, many, many people who have supported me throughout my life, my growth, my younghood up into adulthood, just in my creativity, because supporting us isn't just, as an artist, isn't just buying a ticket or coming out to my show or even watching the show or share. It's sometimes support is just, you know, having a conversation or being available when I may need somebody to just talk to randomly. Not that anything is wrong, but right now I'm in a certain transition in my life where I've had to turn certain things off, and I want to be better at what I am and what I've been doing. And part of that has been finding the moments to be grateful. So for today and for the next 30 days, I wanted to give a chance for us to be grateful and be able to showcase that. I used to do this thing where I gave people their roses, and I did it on my Facebook page, and I would say thank you to as many people as I could pop out of my head, just to say thank you to them. And this year I wanted to do something more grateful, because, you know, November is Thanksgiving, and I wanted to show some gratitude. So leading up to Thanksgiving, we'll be doing this gratitude challenge where we show our gratefulness. And it's not just about stuff that we have, it's about the stuff that we may not have. It may be about people in our lives. And there'll be a couple days where we specifically show gratitude towards certain people, teachers or mentors or family members, loved ones, friends, strangers that have come across our path, and we'll dedicate a couple days to those, to people actually. But a lot of this is stuff that we have, creativity, health, a lot of things that we overlook, that we don't think about, that we don't pause to give a thank you to. But we're going to take another quick break, and we'll get a little bit more on gratitude and creativity and all those things. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel up. Let's do it.
If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head, I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell him where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell him where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crap. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you.
Oh yeah. I wanted to throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. Break. Said she wanna bump that.
rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio. I am your host of these Artist Exchange Radio show, Nate Couser. Please, if you're watching, share out, definitely comment in a group. I'm here today. We're talking about a number of things, but more importantly, gratitude is something that's on my chest. And it's November, it's the winter time, and we get a little bit more familiar and more close in the colder months. So I really want people to just dig a little bit deeper and find those moments to give gratitude in any way that you can, even if it's to yourself, even if it's to yourself. Definitely find moments. If we can just start with November, it kind of will trickle off to the rest of the year. But find those moments to say thank you and to be thankful, because sometimes we don't always communicate as well with people, or relationships may be strained. So sometimes if that's part of your meditation or your prayer or your quiet time, your meditation time, find those moments to be grateful. And like I said, I'm going to, for this month, do a specific challenge through the Artist Exchange. So you'll find it on our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook pages, where you can add to the threads. But I'm asking you, what are you creatively grateful for? The first day is dedicated to our gratitude towards our art and our creativity, rather. But today, in terms of me being grateful, I'm really grateful for my ability to be able to fix things. Physically, like literally fix something. I ain't the best at, going inside something and tinkering, but I can, even in that case, I think I can at least make something work again. I don't know if it's fixed, but I can make it work again. But on the figurative side of that, I've always been able to join a group or be a part of a project or see or vision something and just figure out how to get it started, how to make it go, and how to complete it. And I am really grateful for that. The flip side of that has been the hardship in my life, because I don't know when to turn that off, or I haven't always known how to, I'll say, maneuver, because sometimes I do it to the detriment of myself, and I have to learn how to use that gift, use that talent that I have to be creative and being able to fix things. So my creativity has always been very, 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 very important. That's why that was the first day for gratitude. And I really am, I'm a really gracious person. I am learning in my adult life to be more grateful, and on top of being more grateful, but showing it. Really speaking that thank you to people, really saying it directly to people. And I'm a person that I don't always show it, but I'll make my actions, whether giving a gift, doing something for the person, or looking for the person when they're not looking. But really saying it is most importantly, because we sometimes need a verbal connection with people face to face often, not just texting, not just on the but able to find that moment. And it's something that I haven't always received, because people I make it easy for people to overlook what I do, because I say it. I don't need applause. I don't need likes. I just need you to be a better person. So I don't need to see it. Just do what you know you're supposed to do. So my creativity has always been number one to me. Victoria, how you doing today? But yeah, today for our 30-day gratitude challenge, and every day we're gonna you can show gratitude in any way you want to, but I want to focus each day on a specific thing to be grateful for, because sometimes we get bombarded with work and getting things together, and the holidays are coming up. All those things can distract us from really being our best selves, and I really want people to understand how to be grateful, and it's not just saying thank you often. Sometimes it is simply just doing the right thing at the right time, and not having a reason. Like, you don't need Thanksgiving to show your gratitude. It just should come. You know, it's a Monday, it's a Friday afternoon. Like, say thank you to somebody who helped you out, or that person who, you know, looked out for you at work, or you know, got you lunch today, or that person who looked out for you last month when that check was a little thin and you was, you know, a couple days shy of check day. You know, really thankful. And this week proved to me that over my life, there's always been moments. It's strange. I can look back over my life, and there have been, people I love, friends and family have always been there, but I had moments with strength out. And I'm a big believer in God, people in your life for a reason, where strangers have come by, people who are least likeliest to be of assistance. I'll speak about, I was stranded yesterday. My paycheck was late, all these things that was equaling up to me not being able to get to work, and somebody came through. Like, it's hard to find somebody to give you a ride to work early in the morning, and this person made themselves available super early in the morning, and I was so grateful, because it's hard. It's really hard, you know, asking for things and being, putting yourself out there. But when people bring it to you, you have to just say thank you. Put it out your mouth. Put all that fear aside and just say thank you. So my question to you all today is, what are you grateful for? What are those things creatively about yourself and that have been around you? It could be other creative people if you don't feel creative, but what about creativity makes you feel thankful? What has somebody creatively done, or are you blessed to have a lot of artists around you, or people who are just creative? You don't necessarily have to be an artist to be creative, but what creatively are you thankful for? That's my question for today. So I'm going to put that question out there. I posted it in a group. I'm going to just let that live, and anybody who wants to say anything about that, please feel free, and I'll acknowledge you in the comment section as well. One of the things that I wanted to touch on today is education. Education is really important to me, and we live in a world right now where people are putting education, speaking of being grateful, people are putting education on a back burner, or they're making it a line budget item, and that's a dangerous thing to do. No, you know, and just like everything else in politics and that are important in the world, education is really important, specifically with children, because these are the people who will be running our country then. And I think a lot of politicians, a lot of voters are putting issues that matter right now ahead of things that we need in the future, like climate control and all those things, green living. All those things are very important for tomorrow. And I think people are like, well, we'll just deal with that tomorrow. But they need to be looked at today. Education is one of those things, and I am fortunate enough to be in a space where I can see the effects of it immediately. I see the effects of taking certain things out of schools, when they took arts out to school, it opened it up on a good side to many artists and many art-driven programs to be able to come into the school and pick up where the school was lacking in. But also, it also gave people an opportunity to take advantage of the system. And there's some art organizations out there that take advantage of the system. There's some artists out there, individual artists, that take advantage of the system when it comes to educating our youth. It is really important that we put the money, put the attention. We can't blame everything on parents. We can't blame everything on teachers. We most certainly can't blame everything on the students. But there's a shared responsibility where we're all dropping the ball when it comes to just simply educating. And it's not just about arts. It's about education in general. We have to stop, one, treating our children like guinea pigs and experiments. We have to begin to give information and begin to implement programming that is for their greater good, not just things that we want to try out. Like, I want to see if this new math is good. Not everybody wants to be in coding. I'm tired of this system of education where trends are setting the norms. Like, no, everybody doesn't want to be in coding. There needs to be programs just for that. And it's okay to introduce things to children, but they need to learn simply how to count, how to do basic math. And you making things so complicated that you're making them not want to learn it. Anytime the teacher and a parent needs to take a class in order to help the children, that's a problem, because we're putting the needs of the bottom line, the budget, before our children. Getting eliminated from program. The idea, if your school, so say you're projected to have, in terms of enrollment, if you're expected to have, say, 400 children in your school next year, and the new year starts and you have under 400 students, they take the difference out of your budget. So for every student, you get a certain amount of money, and if you say you're under a certain amount of money, a certain amount of dollars, that gets taken out of your budget. If you're over, you actually get money. It's the craziest thing, because everybody needs the money, and most of the places that are hurt are the underserved urban schools, city schools that are shrinking in enrollment because they're moving a lot of our citizens outside of the city, or people are being forced to move to other parts of the city that are less expensive to live in. So of course the school system is going to suffer because people can't afford to, transport their children across town every morning, and that's hard. I see a lot of young children standing on bus stops because anytime you have to catch a bus, it's not a couple blocks, because you'll walk a couple blocks, but you catch a bus across the city or to a different part of the city. And that's a problem, because our babies having to catch the bus early in the morning, whether their parents are on the bus with them, or even if their parents can afford to drive them to school. Our babies have to go all the way across town, because now the school that I was at, even if I may not want to take my child out to school, or my child it may not be enough room, or they may not be opening up this school to any certain. So the idea of zone schools are eliminated now, and you can go to any school, but it's still tough, and we got to really give a lot of attention to how we make policies and how we vote. Politicians make rules and laws, and we vote on them, and we have to stop putting people in power that don't care, that have no connection to our own communities. And we're seeing that with our leadership today. Adjacent to schools is a crime issue, because that affects our school zones as well. And one of the things that has happened is there has been I believe in the Upper Park Heights area that's known as Jewtown, and it's a large Jewish population that lives in Upper Park Heights. There has been a plan to move the precinct from the Lower Park Heights area and put it in the Upper Park Heights area, and they probably go build a brand new building for it and all those nice things. And where it is right now, I've been to that precinct before, and it's not the best place. It doesn't. I think it's an old school building. It looks really run down. It's old. I'm quite sure it's really out of date in many different areas of the building. But I think putting it in, well, I saw a couple people arguing about it, and right now it's said to be 6 officers on patrol in the area overnight, which is scary because are that big, triple that, double that amount. But to have only 6 patrol officers in that one area is really scary to me, because in that area for about a year and a half or 2, and it really is. It's not so much dangerous as just the activity that goes on. There's a lot of drug activity on in that area, and some lesser violent crimes that go on. I've never heard a lot of people being robbed a lot, unless it was like a setup type of thing. But a lot of drug activity, things connected to drug activity going on in that area, and I don't understand how it still goes on. If there's a precinct in that area, like in the middle of Park Heights, there's a precinct, and it can still go on. But it was said that acting Mayor Young went to a meeting in Upper Park. Did not go to a meeting that was scheduled at Coppin, and it was all surrounding this idea of them moving the precinct, the jail precinct that's in Lower Park Heights to Upper Park Heights. And if you understand the idea, Northern Parkway separates Lower Park Heights from Upper Park Heights, and there's a big difference. Once you get closer to Northern Parkway from the Lower Park Heights area, you can see the neighborhood changing. It looks different, it looks cleaner, and then once you cross Northern Parkway, it's literally a whole different community. And it's the strangest thing to me, because everybody's just been living that way, and nobody says anything. Now, well, I can say Upper Park Heights residential, just like Lower Park Heights is. It's not a lot of businesses in the Upper Park Heights area. Now, adjacent to the Upper Park Heights is a mall, and I want to say that's Ricestown Road Mall, and so it's that business district, but it's not a lot of like corner stores. There are no corner stores actually in that area. But once you go below Northern Parkway, it's a totally different community, and it looks different. So to move the precinct, I wonder what that would actually do. Would that spike crime again in that area? And people have been saying it's getting better because, one, they moving a lot of people out along the Park Heights corridor, and a lot of those little side street communities, they're moving a lot of people out. So the neighborhood is getting empty. It had already started emptying out because a lot of the buildings were left vacant. But there are a lot of younger people that live in that area, like 20, 30 somethings that live in that area that have apartments or homes in that area. And that has been said, that's what's been leading to a lot of the crime. But I wonder where they are going with moving out people. So we're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Hey.
For shiny things, I can't allow this blasphemy. It's blasphemy.
one. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. Stop chasing cheese or you'll get stuck in a trap. Go get your crown and never render it back. No.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. In the last hour, I was talking a little bit about education and then a little bit about the controversies that acting Mayor Jack Young was bringing up about moving the precinct from Lower Park Heights to Upper Park Heights. In this segment, I wanted to throw out there, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to have the Artist Exchange help you promote your next event, your next your brand, a new product that you're starting, a new event that you're doing, definitely hit me up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. We have some affordable rates and some interesting packages to help you promote your brand. One of those packages is we want to have you come on and do one of our master classes here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. And that means promoting your brand, your services, demonstrating those services and those brands. We've had a couple different individuals come through and do a 6-week process where they promote what they do. They bring on guests, and I sit here and I talk with them. And we're promoting your brand, but we're connecting in a different way. Normally for the Artist Exchange, it's just about telling your story and being engaging and connecting with people on a deeper level. But when you do the master's class, we actually go a little bit deeper than that, and we begin to just demonstrate what it is that we do. And the one that we're in right now is with Kimi. She'll be rescheduling her date that was supposed to be for today. And she was talking about love and relationships and breakups and all those things. And it is very interesting that we are at closing kind of the end of the year, and I wanted to bring more education in terms of wraparound services for artists, entrepreneurs, and community leaders. And the next one that we're working on is a financial one, and we're building financial literacy, real estate literacy, and just all the things that are connected to getting our wellness in terms of our financial health together. The next one that we're working on beyond that one is more of a physical health one, and I have a dietitian and a nutritionist that will be coming in and doing some conversations on getting ourselves healthy from a more holistic point of view. I'm really interested in not taking pills and not, having to see the doctor as much. So one of the things that I am researching is other different ways. One of those ways is I keep popping up in all the places that I research is the CBD, this new medical marijuana field, and how it's really helping a lot of people with some attention deficit disorders. People trying to regulate pain and control pain from inflammation or just chronic diseases or illnesses. And one of those ways is with, like I said, the CBD oil. And I'm not a person that uses marijuana. I've never used it, but I'll be interested in learning if it has some medicinal purposes, how it can then help me or benefit. Say I've been having some arthritis flare-ups, and if it could help that, because the pain, I don't do pain. I don't like falling. I don't like scraping. None of those things associated with hurting myself is something that I don't do. So I'm looking for some ways to kind of learn and grow and do my financial as well as my physical health. So the next cycle after that will be more health and wellness, and that's how we'll actually end out the year, and then we'll start the new year. Remember, in February, the Artist Exchange will be coming back, and we'll be thinking of some new ways to kind of give you some more wraparound services, and those will be on our Monday show. So if you have a service, a product, a way of doing something that you think will lend itself to doing our master's class, definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. I'm doing some conversations with the Fashion Umbrella, but we'll post that information after that. I know on the 30th of this month, we're doing a Her Story Symposium for women, and it's geared strictly for women, and we'll have a panel of women come up and give their information on what they do and just their point of view on being a woman, and it's various perspectives, various opinions, and experience levels in that area. So if you want to be a part of it, go to our page and you'll see the Her Story, and you'll see where you can register at the Fashion Umbrella website. So what else? I think we got one more minute in this segment. What did I want to go over? So I went over the 30-day gratitude challenge. Personally connected to that, I'm really focusing on my health. So for the next 30 days, I'll be going meatless, which is, I just feel strange even about saying it. But I'm going to see if Miss J. Nicole is available for that conversation when I go to break. And then I'm going to also be working with another friend of mine. Now, she's a... I don't want to call her a massage therapist, but she's more of a body alignment specialist. I'll say that because her massages hurt. So they're actually realigning your body and getting it back to where it's supposed to be. And that's kind of where I've been. I've noticed like me hunching over a little bit more. And even when I try to sit up, it's a little uncomfortable. So I'm going to be working with her and doing some techniques. And you'll start seeing some more clips on our Instagram, specifically our Instagram page, where I'll be out with specific people who do certain things. So if you have certain skill sets and you want me to invite me to your space, just hit me up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show, or you can hit me up on any of our social media sites, or just hit me up on Facebook or Gmail at the Artist Exchange Radio Show and invite me out, and we'll do some clips with me demonstrating what it is that you do. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back, and for the next hour, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. You feel alone even though the people surround you. Popping pills every night even though you know they can't solve it. The emotional pain, it just seems way too heavy. Your mind is racing, wanna scream, somebody help me. God sees you, and God people sit right under our noses. We don't find out till we're on IG scrolling. We post a few memes, but then it keeps on happening. Something's gotta change, we gotta start talking and telling the truth without the fear of judgment. Gotta come together and really start loving and heal these people cause they slowly dying. Help them believe that their life is worth living.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
The real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste. I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the past over. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save you, the weed too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry favors, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patients run that, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm an CT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't music sleep. While your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king. When chasing my dream, these niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man, you know, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I don't got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But
like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities on the youth. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. So no matter what you up, you gotta go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No.
Thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is, 9/11.
Are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is
like
I don't even know how we.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What burdock does is a diuretic, so it's going to lower what is it with gout? We're not claiming gout.
The purine acid.
Yeah, so it lowers that. And I'm telling you, like my uncle had battled with gout for years, and he's been on this burdock root probably for about, I want to say about 4 months or so, and he has not had any type of flares.
So I can't. Yeah, I can't do this for years.
No. What I'm saying is that's for him still eating meat. Like he's not like a vegan or vegetarian, so he doesn't even adapt to that part of the lifestyle. He just started adapting this. So like the burnout group, but I did tell him the same thing I told you. You gotta fast first.
I did. Like first of all, telling somebody not to eat, like that's. I already work with children. That's stressful, and you already know that. You got like 30 children.
I do. I got a lot of kids, and only 2 of them in the car right now.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, baby.
No, it's okay. But you gotta fast first, because you gotta eat whatever was in you out, and that's why I said you gotta fast first. Make sure at best make it a water fast, but if you gotta add herbal seeds.
Well, that's like today was the first day that I ate something, but oh my god, like I just can't do it. So along with that, so during 30 days, no meat. So I guess I have to start drinking whatever this tea is. How often do you have to drink it?
I drink it like once or twice a day.
Okay. Can you drink it cold, or you gotta be hot?
I'm gonna tell you, you can drink it cold. I mean, if you want to make it like an iced tea, sure, if that's how you feel, but
it's gonna be disgusting. That sounds like it's disgusting.
No, I'm just saying, like you drink it like cold if you like, but I make it like a tea.
Okay.
You have to get like one with tea bowls because it's gotta sit in the water and all that good stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, but they do sell the burdock root tea. Like in the tea bag, I think that's on Amazon, but I haven't tried that. But I just use the cut up burdock root because I know that to work.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like my uncles, they will tell you in a heartbeat, like they have not had any problems with arthritis, flare ups, or any of those things.
Right. Yeah.
Burdock root.
So I am talking to J. Nicole, and she is this growing expert in veganism and this new green way of living, and I'm totally against it only because I can't call something that is not, and that's where my issue's calling from. And I'm not at a point where I need chicken, but I like chicken. I think you're going in a bad signal zone.
You just gotta get out of the mindset, like.
Well, y'all gotta start calling stuff chicken. Y'all can hear you. Y'all gotta stop calling stuff chicken if it ain't chicken. That's my problem. Cause that's gonna make me want chicken.
But if I can make it taste like chicken.
Right. But the real thing is actually. So the thing is actually cooking more vegan. Who not in love with chicken?
But you're not in love with chicken.
Who not?
In love with chicken. You're in love with the seasoning. You're not in love with chicken. If you didn't season chicken, you wouldn't love it. You're in love with the seasonings of it. You season your food that way. That's what you're loving.
I'll eat chicken burnt. I'll eat it baked. I'll eat it frozen. Don't.
I feel like this is the Sam I am.
I am. I will eat chicken cold, hot, warm, lukewarm on a Sunday afternoon. Like I'll eat chicken. So I am in love with chicken. Like I didn't grow up with heavily seasoned food. So seasoning is only out of necessity. I cook with season. I don't decorate my food with it. So the season, you can't mess up chicken unless it ain't done.
Oh Lord, I'm telling you that's what it is.
But and that's I'm learning now that I have to cook more. If I'm gonna eat that way, I'm gonna have to cook it more, because even eating out, I'm still fine, because that's what was happening. I was eating from vegan places this time, and this happened again. So it wasn't even like, now I'm still eating real chicken, but
you also gotta make sure you're saying vegan places. Okay, it's vegan, but there's different types of vegans. Like there's vegan places that are still using soy.
Yeah,
in their stuff.
And we're not supposed to eat soy.
No, you need to stay away from that. Especially as a man, because you know it has like more estrogen in it and stuff like that.
I know, that's why I have boobs, right? You know, that's why I have boobs.
Me too. No.
But it's so I am trying to convince J. Nicole to do a challenge with me and supporting me, and that I'll eat vegan for a whole month. Now, yeah, right, a whole. I'm just thinking about it. A whole. And what's making? Huh? But see, what's making me mad is I was just gonna go to a pescatarian diet, but I can't even have the fish. I am so pissed right now.
That's not gonna be good for you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That was my, like, a year or two ago. That's where I was like, I can eat salmon and tilapia. I can do that all the time. I can do that. And that's how I found out that's when I first had my first flare up. Because I was eating salmon all the time. I was eating like tilapia all the time. And that's when I had my first flare up. That's
tilapia, that dirt fish.
Well, I mean, it ain't real, so I should have just kept eating that by itself. But that's when I had my first flare up. I was eating a lot of salmon. I started eating a lot of salmon. And that's when I had my first flare up. So that idea was out of the window. So I really want to try at least for a month. Huh?
I'm telling you, I was going to say, I think you're on the right track because you're able to pinpoint the things that cause your flare-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what the truths are.
Well, I don't eat a lot of different things. So it's easy for me to say, oh, you know what, it probably was this. Because I'll get on a fix of eating a certain thing, and I'll eat that all the time. And then I won't eat anything else. So I don't have a lot of variations in my diet. And maybe that's I've been told that's my biggest problem. Because I'll eat one thing all the time. If I'm eating chicken, I'll have that all the time. And, I eat chicken more than I eat anything. So.
That's probably it. So.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart move. 30 days. In 30 days will change your life. Because you'll be like, oh my goodness, I dropped all this weight, first of all. And then second of all, you're going to be like, I feel better. My joints feel free.
Right. Well, the challenge becomes onto this challenge.
So what you need meal plans?
Yeah, and I'm being honest for you. As a single person, my kitchen has not been stepped into since last spring. I'm just being honest with you. So
it need to be dusted off.
Well, I'm just saying I don't think it works anymore because I go no further than my restroom. That's as far as I go as my restroom, and that's it. Like, so I want to learn how to cook because before cooking vegetarian or vegan meant soy or tofu, and I don't like eating rubber bands, and we're not supposed to eat soy, so I need other.
Yeah, I don't use any of it.
I like salad, so it may be really salad heavy. But I just need other options. I can't have fake chicken. I can't have fake cheesesteaks. Like, that's gonna make me mad, and it's gonna make me want a real cheesesteak.
But if I make you a cheesesteak and you're like, oh my goodness, this tastes like love, you're not gonna think, oh, I need a real cheesesteak.
But you have to make it though. But that's the point. You have to make it.
I have to make it. Okay, no problem. Okay, so when are you stopping this 30-day challenge?
Well, I started it today. Okay. But I was backwards. I went to Subway, and they have like a vegan patty thing that just looked like mush frozen with corn and peppers in it. And I have an attitude.
Like one of those garden burgers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was eating, like, I had some chips with it and some lemonade, and I was like, this is disgusting. I might as well just took a bite out of some grass. Just, Leaned over and took a bite out of it.
Hold on, Zachariah. You hear my baby in the background?
Because your children, they don't like me. They have a problem with me. And this one doesn't even really know me. Like,
that's not true. Zachariah knows you.
Yeah, but I'm almost afraid of your children. Like, I'm almost afraid. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and I'm gonna close out this conversation with Jay Nicole and just get her to say yes. I'm gonna do the vegan challenge with you. So we'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com. Peace out. So.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should've been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world, I found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife, and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated baby sitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beat. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2 couldn't be undid. 9 months later, delivery and it's one big. But this time it was an older dude. But the shit happened so fast, she barely know the dude. Damn, but we all make mistakes though. And the older we get, that's how mistakes go. So he claimed the baby, now with no money. He said shit was hard and his dollars was kinda funny. Real was feeling like that was strike 2. So when it rains and pours, that's just how life do. She was thinking about her childhood and how life flew. Her daddy she always loved, but she never quite knew. This was before the bags and the cellulite grew. Other bitches in her shoe, no telling what they might do. You lose a lot of friends, they start to despite you. Passing judgment when they don't got the right to. And even though I love the game.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. They're physical assaults, and there are...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm ready. And this 30-day challenge is happening, and it's not like, it's like I told you so, but food has become, I'm being honest with you. I really, for my size, I don't eat enough to maintain my size. And my nutritionists have said that since I was really young. And I only got really heavy in my late 20s, or my 20s really. And I don't eat a lot of different foods. Like when I go to certain restaurants, I either get chicken tenders, chicken wings, I may get like chicken fajitas. I don't eat a lot of beef. If I eat beef, it's a burger, in burger form. I'm not even like a big bacon eater. I love breakfast food, but I really don't. I like to cook my own breakfast. I don't like eating breakfast out because breakfast out don't taste nearly as good as it does when you make it yourself. And I think it's just about me switching out some things. And so I can eat breakfast in the morning. I try to like grab some oatmeal and I'll do that. And it's getting colder outside, so that'll work out. But like oatmeal in the morning, and I don't do that often because then I want some raisins in it, and I want some brown sugar in it, and I want toast with butter. And then if you got oatmeal in that, then you can want orange juice. Like, so it becomes a meal again. It's not like a little thing. And for me, it's just, I don't eat a lot. So I eat a lot of the same food. So if this is bad, it's really bad because that's all I'll eat. Or I'll get on this kick. Like recently I had went through this thing where I'll go to this specific place, I'm not gonna say their name, and they have mashed potatoes and these little chicken sliders, these chicken tender sliders, and they have these mashed potatoes that are just, oh my God, with this gravy. And I'll eat 2 of the sliders and I'll eat a small thing of the mashed potatoes. And that's what I was eating almost every night for dinner. And I'll eat the same thing. So if I find something, I'll keep eating that thing. And if I can't get to that, I don't really want to eat anything. And I'm not eating any more from like the 7-Elevens. I'm not doing that anymore because that food it's really, I think it's meant to kill you. I think it's like self-suicide. And I'm not eating any more of it. And it's just, for me, I have to start eating more of things. And I eat a lot of healthy things. Like I'll eat like Boca burgers and stuff like that. It's not a bad taste to me, but I want something but you have to still realize a lot of that food is still processed. And like Jay was saying on the line, soy is not something that specifically men are supposed to eat, but soy is not something that we were supposed to eat anyway. I was just watching a documentary this week on George Washington Carver and him discovering the soybean. That's not something that we were supposed to eat. It wasn't meant to be something that we were supposed to eat. It was supposed to do something else. Like that was supposed to be a part of the car gasoline thing, like an alternative method, and like a synthetic for gasoline. And I just, just learning these things and people discovering these things and saying, well, this is how you're supposed to eat. And then you find out, oh, you're not supposed to eat that. I just watched a couple months ago, the whole documentary on Dr. Sebi and him saying, you're not supposed to eat broccoli. You're not supposed to eat cauliflower. You're not, like, what the hell can I eat? Like, what? Everything has a problem. And now people are on this whole alkaline water, and I understand it, but water is water. Like, we get in this trendy mode, and then we just are fixated on that thing. And I try not to do that with my diet, but again, I like to be safe. I have a not so good stomach, so anything, even if the food isn't bad, if it's just not something my body is used to, my body will react to it in a way that's not good, and I'll throw it up, or my stomach will just be real weak for a minute. And that has happened to me like this week and me trying to transition. So I fast for the last 3 days, and it's just been hard. Like today I ate something, but I had to eat something slow that was, slow to my body to react to. So something safe that wasn't too heavy on my stomach. And it was really, that's been hard for me because I don't have a taste for, certain things. I got into right before, while overlapping the chicken sliders and the mashed potatoes, I was eating a lot of deviled eggs. Like, not deviled eggs, but boiled eggs. I don't eat fried or like breakfast eggs. I'll eat a boiled egg. So stuff like that. And I don't know if that's good for you or not, because they said the egg wasn't good for you, and you can find protein in this. And it's just really hard, to stick to a diet, because a diet is simply what you eat. It's not what you're not eating. And it's kind of hard trying to figure out where to put your energy in terms of eating, because you have to eat. Eating is really necessary. That's how we, get our strength and our nutrients. But what are we eating? And that's the scary thing for me. Sometimes I'll find myself walking around the market, and it is really hard to, like, find foods and such that you can actually eat, and that are good for you, because then you don't really know, you really just don't know what's good for you and what's not. Even when it, like I was saying, down to the waters, like, people are saying this water isn't good for you and this water is good for you. Like, when you start arguing over water quality, like, that's crazy to me. And I've been drinking a lot more water lately, and just trying to get to a healthier place. I don't want to meet 40 at a bad place. I want to at least be on a journey of rebuilding when I get to that point. And I think this is a safe space to start, a good space and a good age for me to start at 36 to just start thinking about, things, and just reincorporating the gym, really, because I walk a lot, and that's been a part of my routine forever. So my legs are super tight, super strong, but it's just everything above them legs. That's the issue. But really just determining what it is that I want. We're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly and the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I popped them Xannies, had them sleeping on me. Love in a hood full of hate. Pray to God that he open up them gates. Rest in peace to Freddie Gray and Lord Scooter. Putting on for our city, watch his door. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
City got my mind strong, take a time bomb. 50 rounds, I'm a fool with it. Got ratchet niggas that's cool with it. You got a cold heart till that ooh hit it. Stop fucking with me, got my mind set. See my mind state is at a high rate. Next stop, Texaco. Strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do. And you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
To the Artist Exchange radio show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm going to close out today's show with not some advice, not criticism, but something in between. One, I'll say for any artist that is creating, if you want this to be a profession, a career, your life choice, get everything that you do in writing. And anybody that's not willing to sign a contract with you, don't work with them. It's a hard thing to do as a young artist. And I remember years ago being in college and being able to sit in front of Woody King. And Woody King is known as the godfather of Broadway. And he's helped a lot of Broadway actors, directors, producers create the work that they deem important. And this black man sit in front of me and gave me the worst advice ever. I asked the question, and at that point, I was a full-time student. I had a full-time job. I had started a relationship with someone. I was in a serious relationship, and I was thrust into being a homeowner. A lot of firsts, really young. I was creating in school. I was in a theater company. I was still working around. I was trying to start my own initiatives. What now is the Artist Exchange has started to show itself at that point, and I was just all over the place, everywhere. I was really tired, and I did not know, literally sitting in this meeting, I was exhausted because we was in rehearsal for something. I was doing another show somewhere else. Like, it was a lot going on. And I asked, when do you start saying no? And he said, well, you don't. You don't say no. And I felt like it was the wrong advice. And I was sitting in there in front of a lot of people who wanted to be put on by this guy. And I'll say his name. His name is Woody King. If you look him up, he's a really a renowned and award-winning and great artist in his own right, in that he creates work and he helps to produce work that is really valuable to our community. But in me saying that, he was getting paid to sit in that chair and give me the worst advice that I ever gotten before. I won't, I've gotten worse advice, but as a student who activity fees was going towards paying this man to sit in this building and be a resident artist and tell another young black man that you never say no. And there are moments when you say no. You say no when your health is involved. You say no when you're being taken advantage of. You say no when your ideas are more valuable than you are. And I say that to say I'm no longer, and I've shot myself in the foot a number of times in me having this mindset. I do not and will not work with anyone who does not value my art, who does not value my creativity, who does not value my voice, who does not value my input. And it's not like an angry rant that I'm going on, but it's more so me speaking my honest truth. I have, in too many situations, gotten into partnerships with people, and I'm not valuable. They want you to buy into and invest in what it is that they're doing, and beyond your ideas, you're not valuable to them. And they begin to take your social capital and your creativity and your ideas and use them for their own betterment, and then you get tossed to the side. I'm not doing that anymore. And I've come to this conclusion for the final time in my life, because I've been in too many situations recently, in the last year, in the last month, in the last week, in the last years, where I am not valuable to the person. They only want what I can give to them freely. Freely being the word in parentheses. And I say this to young artists all the time. Know what you want when you join on with anybody, because you'll find yourself at a point of getting frustrated because you're not getting what you want. 1, you're not asking for it. 2, you're not requiring it. 3, you're not negotiating it. And negotiating doesn't mean you talk yourself down from, but negotiating is coming to a table and saying, these are the things that I know I can bring, and these are the things that I want to get out of this situation. What is it that you want? What is it that you're giving? And being able to have that open, honest conversation. And any boss that's not willing to have that conversation, they're not good for you. Being a teaching artist for a number of years, I've worked with a number of organizations that are not good for me. They're not good for me as an individual artist. They take your idea, your time, your energy, your time, and your money, because they're often getting paid more money for you to do what you're doing, and they're taking a portion of it and still wanting more out of it. I am tired of working for organizations. I'm tired of art organizations existing and being around to take from artists. Artists are some of the most valuable people on this world because they create the things that we hold dear. And not just entertainment value, but processes, ideals, just a way of life. The idea of family history and family legacy that is being seen in us being storytellers and griots and the leaders of our creative communities, and us being able to take our talents and turn that into a meal on the table and a roof over our head. We're so great at that. But do not trick yourself into believing because somebody is willing to pay you for something that they are valuing you. And my integrity and my value are more important than any amount that you can write on a check. And I never thought I would say those things. And I'm not a money grabbing person, but I've been a person that have always put forth my creativity in a way that it's my life. So I'm no longer going to allow somebody to put a value on what I'm worth. Whether it's $25 an hour or $1,000 check or $1 million. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. It's taking away the quality of my life by allowing someone else to set a value for me. I'm not saying don't work for anybody, because often as an artist is a great way to get started in terms of building your own. But how many after school programs can you have? You know, how many teaching artists can teach the same class at the same exact time? But put value into your work. And this is for entrepreneurs, community leaders, artists, people in general. If you work a 9-to-5, put value into what you have. I am tired of creators of these companies having this arrogant attitude as if the people that they have built a road or a space to employ owe them something. No, you created this thing, and it's your job to keep it moving. It's your job to keep it going. It's your job to make sure it is successful. Now, everybody that's eating from it has a responsibility not equal to the leader. And we have to begin to hold these CEOs and these founders responsible for the things that they put out into the world. And we can't keep letting them set our value while they're home comfortable and we're working that rat race. I'm not doing that anymore. Everything that I put my name on it, I have value in, and I am very sure what I'm getting out of it. I no longer will ever put myself in a space where I'm not appreciated and I'm not being respected, and my talents are, you know, as disposable as I am. No, I will never give anybody that type of power over what was gifted to me. And as an artist, we go through a lot of transitions, and where our talent is being weighed on a scale, and we're told whether it's good or bad. And then not only that, I don't have what you are worth, but I can pay you this. Now, there are many times where that's acceptable because it's a choice. Because if what I get out of this is more gratifying than it is financially, that can sometimes work. That, in many cases, it can work. Not every single time, but many times it can work. But we have to stop allowing other people to set our values and take our ideas, especially people who are not creative themselves, who capitalize constantly on our ideas with little to no respect to our values. And I'm really agitated, and I'm speaking on this in this way because I'm just really frustrated. I'm equally as frustrated with artists who keep on selling themselves short, who keep on choosing the road most traveled, who keep selling themselves to the highest bidder, who keep doing this little dance or jig for people just to get to the next level. I'm tired of seeing that as well. But I'm really tired of being an artist and having my ideas devalued. I'm tired of supporting organizations that don't then support me and don't have the same respect for me. You know, if you're just a paycheck to me, that's all you will be to me. And what can I expect from you in return? So I don't allow myself to be taken advantage like I did when I was in my 20s, when I was building. That conversation with Woody King stuck in my head for a long time, and it stayed with me all this time, because I will no longer let somebody who appears to be great to tell me what my value is. No is the strongest tool that I have in my arsenal, and I'll use it. I used to use it like just throw no out there, just everybody get a no. But I've learned how to use it and the value in it and what significance it holds in my life. No is powerful. No can mean the difference between you making it and being successful and spending the rest of your life saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. No means a difference between me having a stroke and me living a really valuable life. Knowing when to say when, or knowing when to say enough is enough, or knowing to say no, or just learning to not have the need to take every opportunity that comes your way. Everything isn't accessible. And watch how you help people. Now, I'm not saying don't help people, but watch how freely your help is given to people, because people take that and they don't value what you're putting into it. And this is a life lesson that Mr. Couser, Nate, is given to people right now, because it's so important that we value ourselves and we see the significance in our talents, our gifts, because those things aren't things that we took off a shelf and paid our $39.99 for. Those things are valuable. They're more valuable than what Sally Mae is putting on it. They're more value than any club owner or any director or whomever is putting on you. Like, really take advantage of who you are, and don't let anybody, I don't care what color they are, I don't care how much money they have, because they haven't promised that to you. You don't have that amount of money. But be mindful of where you put your talents and what doors you walk your talents into. Every opportunity doesn't deserve you. And don't let somebody think that this opportunity is bigger and more important than you are. Because if they don't value the parts, they will never value you as an individual. Like, they don't value you. And when your ideas become more important than you are, that's a problem. But on the flip side of that, artists, we have to learn professionalism. We have to learn self-respect. We have to learn integrity. And integrity is if you are doing a job, then you show up for it and you do your best for it. I've learned in the years that I've been doing this radio show that you show up. And it's not the amount of money that has made me do my show. It's not the caliber of guests. I'm doing a show by myself today. None of those things matter. None of those things matter if I am not satisfied. And I can come in here and I can do a really good show and I can be the best that I can and give somebody a really good experience as a guest or as a listener. I can do those things, but I am most important, and I have to make sure I put me first all the time. If I'm not at 100%, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not happy, if I'm not in the moment, I'm not doing it. And I'll say that up front. And it's something that I've required from people that I work with. I'll do this show with or without a guest co-host. I'll do this show with or without an audience, or with or without a guest or a co-host, or I've done this show without an engineer. And it's not to say Aldo or anybody else is not valuable, because everybody is a necessity. But I have to put myself first, because nobody else will put you first. Nobody will put you first if you aren't first in your own life. And that came from just a number of things. So I'm going to take our final break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show for our final segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question, because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it, because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique
but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate. Today has been a couple different things going on, but I wanted to, wrangle it all in, and I'll say first, our 30-day challenge, our 30-day gratitude challenge started today. Our first topic was creativity, so I'll ask you, what creatively are you grateful for or thankful for? And then every day for the month of November, this month, we'll do a different topic based on gratitude. And you can do your own challenge if you want to share ours, or if you want to go along with us, that's perfectly fine also. But I want you all to really focus on what's important to you, and how do you show your gratitude, and how important is gratitude to you. We know how good we feel when someone says simply thank you. And it's not them writing a check, because sometimes it ain't about the money, it's not about an opportunity always, but it's about showing gratitude. You can give somebody a really nice gift, and that gift can come and go. But if you say thank you normally builds that integrity and that relationship. And it builds on just the relationship that you have with that individual. So say thank you more often. And I want to say thank you to everyone that continues to support the show, all the guests that continue to call in. We have a number of people that are on the lineup to be on the show, and I'm really grateful that people still respect what I'm doing here, even if they don't watch every time I'm not really on. I just want to get the message out. I have something to say, and this is a great platform for you to be able to come on. And speaking of you coming on, if you want to be a guest, if you want to join our masterclass series, if you want to know what that is, hit me up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We have a space here for you to come on, connect with a unique, diverse audience, and I want to give you that opportunity to come on and not just talk about your brand, but share your story. Also, if you want to I don't know where I got that from. If you want to be a part of, it's called Her Story. It's the 30th of this month at the War Memorial. To register, go to www.fashionumbrella.org, and all the information is there. Lastly, so we talked about the 30-day challenge. We talked about gratitude. We talked about a couple different topics. All in all, be you. Love you more than anybody else can love you, and really respect your value. Concentrate on that word value for this month, and really understand what that means as it pertains to the other relationships that you have. Now, I'm not telling you just start cutting people off, but if people don't have value in your life, they don't need to be there. If you are not valuable in other people's lives, you don't need to be there. So really think about that idea of value and how it fits into your relationships. People value the things that they love, and if they don't love it, they may not value it. So really think about that word value this month. Lastly, Well, I'll say two more things. One, I'm in a show called Pearly that'll be going up on February the 7th. So if you want more information on that show, definitely go to Arena Players Facebook page or their website, Arena Players. I believe it's arenaplayersinc.org, and find out ticket information. And then lastly, I'll be working on a show actually starting tomorrow. We've been doing our first table read for it. And it's just a reading of it. It's not, but we'll be doing it in next year. And it's the life story of Sam Cooke. So we're looking for singers, actors, technicians across the board. So if you want to be a part of this production, definitely hit me up personally at Scenework. That's SCENEWURK@gmail.com. Again, Soul Man Soul is a production that I'll be directing. We're looking for actors. If you can sing, if you got one of them Sam Cooke type voices, we're looking for you, both ladies and men. So please come on out. We're looking for individuals to join our cast and our crew. I'll have more information on that after tomorrow. I'll be doing a meeting with the writer and our co-producer. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. And I'll say today, love you. Just love you and show love. Love you and show love. This has been the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Next up is the Cocktail Social. And then after that, we'll have on It Is What It Is Radio Show. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, stay locked in. This has been the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I'll see you again on Monday at 5, same time, here live on BigExposedRadio.com. Peace out.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this